Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Prepper. I am Bellum. This time we are continuing our walk through the Bible in our Strong Foundation series. I do have a playlist for it. I encourage you to go back and watch it if you haven't. That will be on the end of the video. I'll have that on there. I also encourage you to read along in your own Bible. And please feel free to make comments in the comment section below. Today we are still in Genesis. We're in Genesis 34. Before this, we read Jacob coming back to the land promised to Abraham, and he reunited with his brother Esau. He was really worried about it, so he sent a whole bunch of gifts ahead. And his brother, when he finally met up with his brother said, "Why did you give all these things?" "Oh, I just wanted to find favor in your eyes." And it went well, the meeting. And so Esau and his brother parted ways in good standing. And Jacob went on to live his life in the promised land. Alright. Genesis 34. In Hebrew that would be Bereshit 34. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the land, saw her, and took her, and lay with her, and humbled her. The context of this would indicate that it was not entirely at her own will, but there was some like she initially didn't want it, but then, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead. And his being clung to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the girl and spoke kindly to the girl. He fell in love with her.
So disgusting.
And Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Take this girl for me for a wife." He wanted to marry her. Maybe he should have gone that route first, though. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his livestock in the field. And Jacob kept silent until they came.
Oh no.
And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak with him. And the sons of Jacob came in from the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved and very wroth. They were pissed.
They did not want to see their sister like that.
And the men were grieved and wroth because he had done a senseless deed in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, which should not have been done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, My son Shechem's being longs for your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife, and intermarry with us. Give us your daughters, and take our daughters for yourselves, and dwell with us, and let the land be before you. Dwell and move about in it, and have possessions in it. And Shechem said to her father, and her brothers, let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me, I give. Ask me for a bride price, and gift ever so high, and I give according to what you say to me. But give me the girl for a wife. He's telling them, set whatever you want, whatever dowry you want. Yeah, I know nowadays dowries are kind of passé. People don't think about that. But back then in an agrarian society, one daughter going off to be married hurts the whole community. So they would actually give gifts to compensate you. And that's at least how it started. But the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father, and spoke with deceit, because he defiled Dinah their sister. And they said to them, we are not able to do this matter, to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a reproach to us. They're living under the covenant of Abraham. The outward symbol of that is you're circumcised if you're a male. And God had said, do not marry uncircumcised people. Bring them into your community, into the fold. God said when the child is 8 days old, you're supposed to do that. It's scientifically proven that at 8 days old, a baby will not only not remember, but their bodies are still flooded with hormones that lessen pain, so the baby doesn't really even feel it. I know when my son was born, I had him circumcised, and he was just upset about having his legs pinned down. And as soon as his legs were freed, he was all smiles and happy. He didn't hurt. That's why you do it at that time, because it doesn't hurt. When you're older, it will hurt. So let's continue on. Only on this condition would we agree to you. If you have become as we are, to have every male circumcised, then we shall give our daughters to you, and take your daughters to us. And we shall dwell with you, and shall become one people. But if you do not listen to us, and be circumcised, we shall take our daughters and go. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man did not delay to do this, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was more respected than all the household of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came to the gate of the city, and spoke with the men of the city, saying, these men are at peace with us, so let them dwell in the land, and move about in it, and see the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters for us, for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only on this condition would the men agree to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us is circumcised as we are circumcised, or as they are circumcised. Their herds and their possessions and all their beasts, should they not be ours? Only let us agree with them, and let them dwell with us. So he's basically trying to convince the people of his city. Look, if we do this, we'll all intermix, and their wealth will enhance our wealth. And all who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and Shechem, his son. Every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of his city. And it came to be on the third day, when they were in pain. When you're older, it hurts to be circumcised. That 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and came boldly in upon the city and killed all the males. That shows how good of training they've had, that these men, even though they're in pain, couldn't stand against them. Just 2 of the sons of Israel. And they killed Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and plundered the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks and their herds, and their donkeys, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives, they took captive. And they plundered all that was in the houses. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have troubled me by making me a stench upon the inhabitants of the land, amongst the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I am few in number. They shall gather themselves against me, and shall strike me, and I shall be destroyed, my household and I." Okay. This worried Jacob, or Israel, very greatly, because he knew that the Canaanites and Perizzites could easily wipe them out. That's why he was trying to be more civil about the matter. And these 2 brothers went in and slaughtered all the men. That's not a good thing. They did not have just cause for their actions. They should have taken it another route. They could have gone differently about it. I mean, there were, even back then, there were other legal routes. There were legal routes. Let's continue. But they said, "Should he treat our sister like a whore?" So, they have a good argument. Should we allow this guy to treat our sister as a whore? No. Well, they weren't really thinking about the proper way of doing it. 35. And Elohim said to Jacob, "Arise and go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make a slaughter place there to El, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau your brother." And Jacob said to his household, and to all who were there with him, put away the foreign mighty ones that are among you, and cleanse yourselves, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and let me make there a slaughter place to El, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me in the way which I have gone. So they gave Jacob all their foreign mighty ones which were in their hands, and all their earrings which were on their ears. And Jacob hid them under a tree, under the terebinth tree, which was near Shechem. He basically buried them. He got rid of them, so they couldn't find them again. Basically, okay, this bad thing happened. We are going to start anew. Give up all the household gods and go. Change your clothes. Let's get this done. Let's get out of here. And they departed, and the fear of Elohim was upon the cities that were all around them. And they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. And he built there a slaughter place, and called the place El Bethel, because there Elohim appeared to him when he fled from the face of his brother. And Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel, under the terebinth tree. So the name of it was called Elon or Alon Bakuth. Alon Bakuth. And Elohim appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padam Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said to him, your name is Jacob. Your name is no longer called Jacob, but Israel is your name. So he called his name Israel. And Elohim said to him, I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and increase. A nation and a company of nations shall be from you, and sojourners come from your body. And the land which I gave to Abraham and Isaac I give to you, and to your seed after you I give this land. And Elohim went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. And Jacob set up a standing column in the place where he had spoken with him, a monument of stone, and he poured a drink offering on it, and poured oil on it. And Jacob called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him Bethel. When they set out from Bethel, and it came to be, when there was but little distance to go to Ephrath, that Rebekah began to give birth, and had great difficulty giving birth. And it came to be, as she was having great difficulty giving birth, that the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for it is another son for you." And it came to be, as her life was going out, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Owen, because his father, but his father called him Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a standing column on her burial place, which is the monument of Rebekah's burial place to this day. And Israel set out and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. And it came to be, when Israel dwelt in the land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine. And Israel heard about it. Now, the sons of Jacob were 12. Alright, let's back up a little bit. The reason that we discussed this before, but the reason someone would sleep with their father's concubine or wife would be more taking power from him. It's a nasty way of showing, hey, I'm in charge now. I'm not sure what Reuben's motivations were with that. Maybe he was displeased about the way Jacob dealt with the issue of Dinah being raped. I don't know. But it's obvious that he wanted the power. Alright, let's continue on. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, Simeon and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's female servant, were Gad, Asher, and Asher. These were the sons of Jacob, who were born to him in Padam Aram. And Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, or Quarth Araba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had sojourned. And the days of Isaac were 180 years. So Isaac breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, aged and satisfied of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Alright. Let's stop here for today. Thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, good luck and God bless.